There's lots of swirl around Kari Lake's Senate run, but first, here's Trump.
Hello, Arizona. I love Arizona. It's great to be with you tonight and with your next United States Senator, Kari Lake.
I'm going to stand on top of this hill with every single one of you, and I know you're by my side as I formally announce my candidacy for the United States Senate.
Kari is one of the toughest fighters in our movement, and I am proud to give her my complete and total endorsement for the United States Senate.
Welcome to an Exile. This is where all the happy people are. Kari Lake has announced her Senate run. Of course, we called this back in January or February. If you want all the news, make sure you subscribe because we'll get it to you and we get it right as best we can right here. But then here's the New York Times swirl. And I love quoting the New York Times because they get everything wrong. Would a three-way Arizona race help Kari Lake? Her party isn't so sure. That's fake news, and I'll explain it as we go. Republicans are growing anxious that their chances of capturing the Senate seat in Arizona will be diminished by a potential three-way race that includes Kyrsten Sinema, the independent incumbent. They're trying to load up that they're worried about Kyrsten Sinema. She went Democrat, went independent. She's not a player. Many political strategists had figured that a re-election bid from Miss Sinema, who dropped her Democratic affiliation last year, would split votes in her former party and increase the odds that Miss Lake, the controversial front runner from the Republican nomination, Arizona, along with West Virginia, Montana, and Ohio, has been seen as the best opportunities for Republicans to pick up Senate seats next year and win back a majority. Now, that's true. There was early polling that showed that Kyrsten Sinema and Ruben Gallego, the Democrat who's running, would split each other's votes and let Kari Lake easily march into victory, which I believe is still the case. But private and public polling has suggested that Ms. Sinema is viewed much more favorably by Republican voters than by Democrats. Those surveys indicate that Mr. Gallego would benefit in a three-way race. That is a wrong conclusion to make. We're going to go back and look at what they said because they have the exact wrong conclusion. All it says is that Ms. Sinema is viewed more favorably by Republicans than Democrats. That's because Democrats hate her guts because she went from Democrat to independent. She's one of the most hated Democrats there is. Okay. That doesn't make Republicans love her. It means we love that she left the Democrat Party and we think it's funny that she burned them. That's all it means. It does not mean that Gallego is going to have an easy time with this three-way race. Republican senators, many of whom offered campaign assistance or asked to have their photos taken with her, conversations among aides revealed worries about current polling. Aides are always worried about polling, by the way. One Lake advisor described being surprised by the level of freaking out by Washington Republicans. Again, Washington Republicans are going to freak out about Kari Lake. That's what's good about her. And that's why the Arizona people are going to support her. And then here's the real problem, why this is all Mitch McConnell's fault, all this belly aching. Miss Sinema is sitting on a considerable war chest of nearly $11 million, but the Arizona state race last year drew more than $230 million in spending from the two major party candidates and multiple outside groups. $230 million is what they need. So half of that, $120 million is what a Republican needs to win. Who could have gotten that money for anyone but Kari Lake, right? If they wanted to do a mainstream Republican, Mitch McConnell is in charge of helping them do their fundraising. He never lifts a finger. He's not even conscious. He needs to be out of his office. We need to replace him with a Republican who can do fundraising and willing to do fundraising for Kari Lake. She's your candidate. Now, some of my buddies out there, there's Mark Lamb got in the Senate race earlier this year. There's Sheriff Mark Lamb, good guy, good candidate, can't raise money, got nothing for you. So here's a GOP Senate candidate Mark Lamb makes lackluster funding debut. Can he compete? Pinal County Sheriff Lamb raised $608,000. That's when Mitch McConnell should have stepped in, and all of the Washington Republicans should have stepped in and helped Mark Lamb fundraise. He only raised $600,000 in a field where they need to raise $120 million. Kari Lake can do it. Mark Lamb can't. So it doesn't matter if you like Mark Lamb. Kari Lake is the candidate, and we need to get her $120 million. Now, Mitch McConnell, the Republicans sit there and cry and whine all they want. You didn't do anything about it when you could have, and that's why you're feckless leaders, because you didn't go in and assertively lead or do anything. You wait till you don't get your way, then you complain. You'll put a drag on Kari Lake's campaign, and that's why you guys deserve to lose. But Kari Lake's going to win. I'll keep you guys posted if there's any more news. Of course, like, subscribe, and share. You got to get the word out that Kari Lake is running. Throw this video out to your friends. And of course, let us know what you think. Who do you think will win between Kari Lake, Sinema, and Gallego? I'm Doug in Exile.